All right, let's jump right into this. Welcome to The Explainer. I am so pumped to have you here today. We are exploring a completely fascinating psychological guide from some incredible source material that teaches us how to truly decode human behavior. Think about it. We interact with people every single day, right? We talk to them, we trust them, but the reality is not everyone is exactly who they appear to be on the surface. People hide their feelings, they mask their true intentions, and they wear totally different faces depending on the situation. But what if you could just bypass all of that? What if you could see right through the facade? Well, that is exactly what this explainer is going to show you how to do. So, what if you could literally read minds without hearing a single word? I know, it sounds like straight up science fiction, doesn't it? But the source material reveals that this isn't magic at all. It's actually a highly trainable skill. You see, observation isn't just about looking at someone, it's basically a hidden superpower. It's the ability to grasp someone's truth, spot their lies, and see their hidden intentions just by paying attention to the tiny details that, honestly, 99% of the population completely ignores. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll cover 1. The master observer mindset, 2. Decoding body language secrets, 3. Spotting lies and deception, 4. Navigating dark psychology, and 5. Daily people reading hacks. All right, section 1, the master observer mindset, and going beyond just hearing. There is a huge, stark contrast between how average people operate and how a master observer operates. At the surface level, most folks just listen to the words. Whatever a person says, they take it at face value as the absolute truth. But drop down to the depth level, which is where the master observer lives. When a master observer walks into a room, they scan the whole environment. They aren't just listening, they are noticing the subtle little hesitations in a voice. They're tracking whether eye contact is steady or darting away, and they're looking for tight shoulders or a stiff posture. They are reading the hidden signals, not just the script. It really all comes down to one undeniable truth. The body never lies. I mean, people can easily manipulate their words, right? They can craft the perfect, most innocent-sounding sentence to seem totally confident. But a person's physical body unconsciously reacts to discomfort, anxiety, or deceit. When someone feels uneasy, their body subtly, and sometimes not so subtly, gives them away entirely. Moving on to section 2, decoding body language secrets and exactly what the body reveals. Let's look at some specific unconscious signals our source material highlights. First up, crossed arms. This isn't just a cozy way to stand, it is very often a mental defense mechanism. It shows the person is mentally closed off or trying to actively protect themselves in that moment. Second, avoiding eye contact. If someone is constantly looking away while talking to you, they are either highly uncomfortable or actively hiding something. And third, constant shifting. Imagine you're chatting with someone who says they are perfectly fine, but they keep touching their hands, shifting your weight from foot to foot. You know the type. That inner restlessness is a massive red flag that something internally is just not right. Okay, take one of the most common leaks of truth, the smile. A genuine smile engages the entire face. The eyes wrinkle up at the corners, the cheeks lift, the whole face just relaxes. It's an involuntary, full-body response to joy. But contrast that with a fake smile. Literally only the lips move to create the shape of a smile. The eyes remain completely static, cold, and unchanged. Because body language is so unconscious, people simply cannot fully control these microexpressions. Understanding the biology behind this is exactly how you spot the truth. Which brings us to section 3, spotting lies and deception, and finding those cracks in the facade. Before you can ever hope to spot a lie, you absolutely must understand baseline behavior. This is just a person's normal, default way of speaking, reacting, and moving when they are in a totally relaxed state. A master observer always establishes this baseline first. Think about it. Actually, scratch that. It's really simple logic. How can you know if someone is acting strange if you don't even know how they act normally? If someone is naturally super confident and makes great eye contact, but suddenly starts hesitating and staring at the floor when you ask a specific question, that deviation from their baseline is your very first clue. Once you've got that baseline dialed in, you want to watch for specific conversational habits of liars. First, sudden, unnatural pauses. The truth usually flows pretty naturally from memory, but a liar has to invent a story, find the right words, and think ahead to make sure it all makes sense, which causes these weird, unnatural stops. Second, providing overly complex, unnecessary details. This is absolutely fascinating. Liars often overcompensate. To make a fake story sound believable, they will give you a ridiculously long, incredibly complex answer to a super simple question. And third, repeatedly shifting the subject. They desperately want the spotlight off of them, so they'll try to subtly steer the conversation in a completely different direction. Now, I really need to heavily emphasize this warning from our source: the rule of context. One single signal is never proof. You can't just call someone a liar because they looked away once. Some people are just naturally jittery, or, maybe they just had way too much coffee. You must always look for patterns. True lie detection requires combining multiple signals over the course of a conversation to reach a safe, logical conclusion. All right, Section 4, navigating dark psychology and, most importantly, protecting yourself. Think about the totally exhausting nature of fake people versus the reliable simplicity of genuine ones. Fake people, they operate purely on manipulation. They make these massive promises but take absolutely zero action to back them up. They are two-faced, acting like your absolute best friend to your face, but changing completely the second your back is turned. And their friendliness is highly conditional. They're only sweet when they need a favor from you. Now, contrast that entirely with genuine people. It's like a breath of fresh air. Their words and actions just naturally match. They are remarkably consistent whether they are talking to you, a total stranger, or their boss. And they don't have this desperate, lingering need to constantly over-impress or prove themselves to you. And this is exactly why we study these dark psychology patterns. As the source material beautifully puts it, the greatest power is not knowledge, but awareness. We are not learning how to decode human behavior so we can go out and manipulate others or play silly mind games. No way. We are learning this to build an emotional shield. When you possess this level of awareness, you can quickly spot who genuinely cares for you and who is just trying to use you. You stop being completely blind to subtle manipulation and start actively protecting your own energy. Finally, Section 5, daily people reading hacks and how to train your new superpower. The source gives us a brilliant, highly actionable roadmap to actually develop this skill. Step 1. Start passively observing strangers in public places. Just go to a cafe or a bus stop, put your phone away, and watch. Who looks confident? Who looks nervous? Just actively train your eyes to see the little details. Step 2. In your own conversations, start focusing heavily on speaking tone instead of just the actual words. Are they speaking too fast? Does their tone match the emotional message they are trying to send? Step 3. The ultimate master move. Combine that tone and their body language to find the absolute truth. When you combine these signals, it's like a giant puzzle snapping together, and the truth becomes totally obvious. If you observe someone with a slow, hesitant voice, combined with a closed-off body, like tightly crossed arms or hunched shoulders, you get a clear, undeniable picture. That person is highly uncomfortable or feeling threatened. But, on the flip side, if you hear a confident, steady voice paired seamlessly with a nice, open, relaxed body posture, you know without a doubt you are looking at someone who is honest and completely comfortable in their own skin. Combining those data points is where the real observation magic happens. So the absolutely crucial point to remember as we wrap up this explainer is this: observation is a habit. There are no magical shortcuts here. You aren't going to become a master reader of people overnight just by knowing the theories. It takes daily practice, active patience, and a whole lot of consistency. But if you do it every single day, your awareness will naturally expand until understanding people's true intentions becomes completely automatic. I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to take with you out into the real world today. Who are you going to observe today, and what hidden truth will they reveal to you without ever saying a single word? The world is full of untold stories if you just know how to look. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep your eyes open, stay curious, and I'll catch you guys next time.